This is Smoked Up 2016, and you're watching Nardwar's Video Vault.
Nardwar.
Nardwar. Nardwar. Love Nardwar. Nardwar. Nardwar.
This is Smoked Up 2016, and you're watching Nardwar's Video Vault.
Nardwar. 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 Nardwar.
Who are you?
Smoked Up 2016.
Smoked Dope 2016. Welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Thank you so much.
Right off the bat, Smoked Dope, I'd like to begin with a quote. Quote, Nike, everything Nike on my
Feet?
feet.
Okay, I almost forgot that one, but...
But you haven't forgotten the shoes. That's amazing.
Shoes?
Could you explain what's going on there?
You know, honestly, I bought these without even knowing these came out. I didn't even know they were Nardwar shoes. That's how fire they are. And then I bought them. I was like, wait, look at the bottom, you know? And then I was like, damn.
I think it's amazing, like Jordans, LeBrons, and Nardwar.
Yeah, Nardwar dunks.
And you are Smoke
Dope.
2000.
16.
And Smoke Dope, in your early years, did you win a video game contest?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've won a few. Yep.
What were you playing?
I don't recall this.
He does
Flappy Bird?
Oh, I don't...
Fruit Ninja?
Fruit Ninja, I don't know. I honestly don't remember this.
But you want to trade some CS skins for Pokemon?
Oh, yeah, that's... yeah, I'm in the middle of doing that right now. That has been my...
Yeah, could you explain a bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I just have way too many Counter-Strike skins. Trying to swap them out for some Pokemon because that game is trash now. Stop playing, I'm a busy man. So now we're all in on the Pokemon.
What's your CS inventory like?
It was a lot bigger, but now it's just like a butterfly knife and a karambit. The people will know what that is. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it's not much anymore.
What's your rank?
My peak rank was 18,000, but now I don't have a rank because I've been on tour, so I've stopped playing.
18,000?
18,000. It's pretty decent, pretty decent.
And Smoke Dope, I have a gift for you, a Pokemon record.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
That is special.
25th anniversary.
Yeah, it's got an amazing poster in it as well, and colored vinyl.
Oh wow.
What do you think about colored vinyl, if you can check that out there?
Oh, that's beautiful. Nice bright yellow.
What are your releases like? Are they on vinyl at all?
No, I'm working on a vinyl. I just did a trilogy, so I'm working on a box set for it. But that's a whole process because I want to make it come with a whole bunch of cool things.
What sort of vinyl do you think you'll have? Colored vinyl?
Yeah, I want to do a colored vinyl, one with like a trippy design. Like when it's playing, it's making some cool shapes and stuff, you know?
What sort of colors do you think? What would be the Smoke Dope colors?
Neon colors, so like neon orange, pink, purple, greens, yellows, blues, anything bright, anything trippy.
Did your cousin work at the San Diego Zoo?
Yes. What the? Yeah. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, yeah.
What sort of benefits were there?
I have no idea. This is like a... This is a close cousin, but I'm also not from California, so I've only heard of her working there, but I don't know. It seems like a sick job, though.
What's it like having Smoke Dope at a zoo?
It's an adventure. You know, I enjoy zoos, you know.
Smoke Dope 2016. So here we are in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I noticed some of your crew here. Who else do we have in the room right now?
We got Luca. We got Aldo, Tuduri, and we got Ryan.
And that's the Smoke Dope 2016 crew. What do they do?
They're just my friends. We just hang out a lot. We've gone around the world together just hanging out. That's more than anything really what it is, just a friend group.
At every gig?
No, not every gig, not every gig. These are three of them are Vancouver locals. So, yeah, there's friends.
And how did they meet Smoke Dope 2016?
We all met online, and we've just been close ever since.
And now you're here at Neptune Records.
Yup. Yup.
So we can see them. We can see them.
Yeah.
We can see them.
Yep.
But we can't really see you, can we?
No, not today.
No. Do you wear the mask all the time?
Yeah, just walking down the street, in a restaurant, everywhere.
But I notice sometimes you don't wear it in videos, like you blur yourself out in videos.
Yep.
But is that you in the videos?
You got to figure it out. You got to match it up. It might not be me.
Are you good at Photoshop using blur?
I don't use Photoshop for my blur, but I am good at Photoshop.
Like, what type of blurs are there? Like, there's Gaussian? Like, what type of blurs are there?
I got to gatekeep the blur. It's the special blur sauce. I got to gatekeep it.
So is blurring hard to understand?
No, not at all. It's just I have a certain style that is slightly different than Photoshop. Caution or mosaic blurs that's on there.
So having a mask and everything, how do you deal with sweat?
You can't deal with it. It's miserable at every show. I'm dying. And I still do it every night.
Any tips at all?
Try and drink water or drink enough beer that it doesn't bother you.
But what about the rash, though? There might be a rash.
There is shit. Damn near is a rash sometimes, no.
What do you use to combat the rash of wearing a mask?
I don't know, some lip balm.
Because you're doing right now, like there's no rash, right under your neck.
I also use a new mask every night. So
Or sometimes a couple masks every night, right?
multiple masks a night.
Like to meet the fans. You want to see that right now to the fans when I meet you off a clean mask?
Yeah, exactly. I got to get a new one on before I meet the fans.
Can you describe the different masks you've had and that are out there for you? Smoke Dope 2016?
So this, I think this is, you say 2016 right here, right? Yeah. This is the first one I ever made. Now we have a second one that's like camo. But yeah, this is version 1.
Merch, though. You sell masks, though, right?
Yeah. We sell masks. Yep.
What type of mask do you sell?
same one.
This exact one.
But the new one is camo. So this is the old one. You can't get this one anymore. But yeah.
Well, I thought to welcome you to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, I would give you a masked band from Vancouver, the band Flat Earth. They're 7-inch, and they're wearing a mask right there.
That looks badass.
And they're on the Kingfisher.
Astronauts?
They're on the Kingfisher Blues record from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. What do you think about that type of mask?
I think it looks sick. They look like some bank robbers.
And
It's pretty badass.
And also, Smoke Dope 2016, to welcome you to Vancouver, I thought to give you another sort of Vancouver gift, a Cheech and Chong record
Oh, shit. That's pretty legendary.
from 1972. And check it out if we open it up. Check out the rolling
A
paper.
whole sheet of rolling paper? That's insane.
Like, am I wrong to give Smoke Dope 2016 some rolling paper?
That's insane. I've never even seen rolling paper like that.
From 1972. This is an original.
Holy shit. That is
Because
an
Tommy
amazing gift.
Chong lives in Vancouver. That's
Yeah,
the
I didn't
connection.
know
He's from Edmonton, but that's the connection. So the Vancouver, Flat Earth, Tommy Chong. Like, are you into smoking old rolling paper from 1972?
I've never tried it, but we're going to try it tonight in honor of Vancouver and Nardwar and Cheech and Chong.
Virginia Beach,
Yup.
the Lynn Haven Mall,
Yup. Classic.
the Cinnabon.
Oh, hell, bro. Oh, fuck. That was my first job. One of my first jobs. I worked there for like 2 days.
And
That's insane.
what was that like?
That was terrible. I had to roll cinnamon rolls, and then I just fucking, pardon my language, I just quit. I was like, hell no.
The Woodstock Skate Park.
Damn. That's the local park for sure. That's crazy.
Did you go there much?
The old one I went there a good amount of times for sure, but they just redid it in the past few years. I haven't been there.
What do you remember listening to there? Did you listen to much stuff there?
Yeah, probably like Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa. This was back like 2013, 2014 when I was going there, yeah.
Motor World.
I've been there like once. That place is sick.
What's that like?
It was awesome, but when I went, I wasn't old enough to drive the really fast ones. So like all the old people were going hella fast, and I was in like the little ones, and I was like, damn, I wish I could go there.
What do you consider an old person?
Okay, yeah, it was like you had to be like 18 to ride it. So I was probably 16 there.
You have to be 18, eh?
I think so, because they went like 50 miles per hour, the fast ones.
Helmet? Helmet required?
I believe so, yeah.
Ocean Breeze Water Park.
Super classic. Super classic. VB staple. Haven't been there in a very long time. But we were talking about going when we go through on tour to Virginia. Slip and slide around, you know? Just slide.
The Kempsville Area Library.
That's insane lore. I used to go there every day in the summer because my parents would kick me out of the house. And I would literally just, I got a bunch of like library passes. I had like 7 of them. You're only supposed to have one. And they'd give you 30 minutes of computer access a day. Just spend all day there. Just keep refreshing it with a new card.
How'd you get so many cards?
I don't remember. I don't even know. I think I would just say I lost it over like the course of a few months and I just stacked them all up.
And 30 minutes, was there somebody waiting, ready to be on the computer?
No, there was nobody ever in there really, so they didn't care much.
Little Tracy.
Yeah, I just met him 2 days ago. He was amazing. He was a lot, I don't know, he was very open and like cool to talk to. He was a cool guy.
What's it like for rap in Virginia?
You know, me and Tracy are actually just talking about this other night. It's not anything like what me and him have done. It's very like conscious and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, which is cool, but you know, it's nothing special in my opinion.
Quote, I'm on the floor just like a
Flounder.
flounder.
Yeah.
Food.
Food, fish.
You like iceberg lettuce?
That's like the only vegetable I eat, but I don't like it. It's just good enough to eat.
Barnacles. You like barnacles?
Hell no.
But it's not a vegetable.
Hell no. I don't know. Nah.
Famous Owl's hot dogs.
Classic. Yeah.
Can you explain about that place?
It's a good hot dog place. Dude, I don't know. That's insane.
Bobo's?
Whoa. Yeah. That place actually, one time when I was really broke, my card declined and they gave it to me for free. So I always fuck with that place.
What was your order? What did you have there?
I just got a chicken sandwich. That was all.
Do you still wake up at 4:45 a.m. Smoke Dope 2016?
No, far from that.
Because why did you wake up that early? To go to work, right? To weld?
Yep, I was a welder. I had a strict schedule that I followed.
And you got into welding through TikTok?
No, maybe slightly influenced, but I was, I don't know, I always thought it was cool. And then, yeah, maybe I saw it on Instagram Reels or TikTok and was like, damn, let me try this.
Well, I have a gift for you right here, Smoke Dope 2016. It's okay to say no to drugs coloring book and record as well.
That's sick.
It's an amazing record.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing to sample too. You could sample this.
I'm gonna check it out.
And it's still sealed as well.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a coloring book.
online and see
There's a
it.
coloring book in there as well.
Yeah, my fans need to understand this. Tap in, yo.
But it's okay to say no to drugs.
It's okay.
It's okay. And so that's a gift for you.
Thank you so much.
Did you sample a Japanese jazz musician?
I did on my last album. He's old. He was like 90 something. We couldn't figure out, like, get a reply from him. The homie actually back there almost flew to Japan, or he went to Japan. We almost had him pull up on him, trying to find him.
Bring him over here. Come on over here. Who's that?
I mean, it's the homie Ryan. He was just going to Japan. Get in here, Ryan. This is the homie Ryan. He helps me out with merch and stuff.
And Ryan, tell me about Smoke Dope.
The GOAT. He's running shit right now. He's running the game right now. Best merch.
Thanks.
And so Ryan went to Japan.
Yeah, on his own mission.
Yeah.
But we were like, oh shit, like, this guy's in Japan. You're going to Japan. We might need to pull up on him.
And what was that like?
I was down for the cause. Wherever this guy was, I was going to make it happen. Get the sample cleared.
And did you actually meet him?
No.
We didn't need to.
Yeah, so like the day he got to Japan, he replied. So it was like, oh, we don't need to pull up on him anymore. But it was like 3 weeks before that where I was like DMing him, and me and all my friends were DMing like, hey bro, mind you, this dude's like 90 years old. We're like, hey bro, please clear this. But
That's incredible devotion to Smoke Dope.
Of course. 2016 life.
To send a homie all the way to Japan, kind of, to get a sample cleared.
Yeah.
Like, you care about your samples.
oh yeah, of course.
Anything else you want to add, Ryan, about Smoke Dope 2016?
We got a lot on the way. Crazy merch, crazy accessories. We're locked in.
Let's go. Facts.
Well, thanks so much, Ryan, and do.
Doot doot.
You really care about your fans and clearing samples.
Yeah, it was a song that was very important for the project, I feel.
What song is it, in case people want to check it out?
It's called Oswego. Ozwego. Yeah.
So in the end, it got cleared.
Yeah, in the end, it got cleared, like right as he touched down in Japan. We got a reply, so we're like, oh, okay, we're good now.
You hit the Control V.
Oh,
In the-
yeah. Control C and then Control V.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Like
love it.
shortcuts. What sort of shortcuts do you use on the computer?
Alt tab, best shortcut. Alt tab. Alt tab. That's Control C, Control V. Boom.
What about for shutdown?
I just hold the power button.
Oh, so you're using a PC then, eh?
Yeah, I'm PC.
What's the difference between using a PC and a Mac? Just curious. Do a lot of people use PCs? I think they do, don't they?
Yeah, I think for like the newer scene of rappers, if you're on a PC, it's way easier to illegally get VSTs and plugins. Frankly, that's what it is.
I was curious, Smoke Dope 2016, about this picture right here. This is your first headlining show?
Yes, this is my first headlining show. Awesome flyer made by me. Very low effort. But I just played here at the bigger room about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Sold out. It was the best show of my career yet.
What does it take to make a poster? You said it was really easy. What were you using to create this poster?
So I used Photoshop for this one. No blur was needed. So I was just smoking in front of my face. But yeah, just Photoshop and opacity.
So what was that show like versus the show we're going to see tonight?
Oh, that show was cool, extremely hot and uncomfortable. Tonight's going to be lit, more structured, sound better. Everything's going to be better tonight than this show. But this was like monumental, you know, it's a start.
What about Spotify stats? Do they work? Spotify stats. Do you study the Spotify stats?
Pretty heavily, not as much recently, but yeah, definitely going up. I was like, damn, like this metric went down. Let me focus on dropping a song right now to do, you know what I'm saying? To boost it up and keep things going like this.
Anything else you want to add to the people out there at all Smoke Dope 2016?
New music soon. Shout out y'all. I appreciate y'all. New everything soon. Shout out Nardwar. Get yourself a pair of dunks.
Thank you again for wearing those.
Yeah.
And they've been like okay on the tour.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're performing all the time.
Like you brought along for the entire tour, which is incredible.
Yeah, performing them. Yeah, many nights.
Why should people care about Smoke Dope 2016? Why should people care?
So I'm doing something that's just, it's real. It's some real shit that anybody can relate to.
Well, thanks so much, Smoke Dope 2016. Keep on rocking in a free world and do.
Doot.
Yeah.
Let's go. Do we just stay here? What's next?
Is it labor? She looks like Bjork, but her shirt says Leve, and it looks like she's Icelandic. What a picture. Her cut is cool. What? This is such a cool picture. Wonder who this is. Static Tribe. Okay, Gunner X. hate seeing super cool pictures and not knowing the background or the context. Is that AI? Could be AI, dude. Wow, that's AI, that's crazy. $394, okay.
Found
Corn in public. Oh, he did do Pantera in public. God damn it. Domination. Hell yeah. Body bag? Hell yeah. What is domination? There's Twinette. Just playing into nothing though. There's no speaker. No speaker, no nothing. Why are we dancing the Pantera, by the way? This kid just came out of nowhere. This guy picked the worst songs you could play. Why is he picking these worst songs? Oh yeah, he's somewhere in Europe, right? There's so many white people. Dude, Russian Bring Me the Horizon sounds dope. That's cool. Getting constantly sodomized by higher power. Okay. Let's see, you done that puppy. Why are we screaming? Why is that kid screaming? Is he yelling at me? I don't know where he went. Kid's gone. Whoa.
If you're a lover, you gotta be a fighter.
How so?
Because if you don't fight for your love, what kind of love do you have? No, I'm kidding.
Keanu Reeves. He is without a doubt one of the most wholesome actors in Hollywood, and one of the few actors no one has a bad word to say about.
You're really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking!
Most actors spend their careers chasing fame, but Keanu decided to run away from it. The Matrix made him one of the most recognizable faces on the planet, and after that he became the most popular hitman in the world with John Wick, known for being able to kill 3 guys with just a pencil.
Yeah.
But despite his fame, Keanu has found a way to remain the most anonymous actor in Hollywood. He travels without bodyguards, doesn't own luxury homes, and lives in a regular apartment. He simply enjoys wandering the city and often rides the subway.
That guy sits on the subway by himself. No obvious outward displays of wealth from him. I mean, he's insanely wealthy. But when you see him, he's dressed like me. He's got like a regular watch on and sneakers. He's normal as man. It's real weird. Like there he is right there, just chilling. You know, and he looks like a totally normal dude. And people freak out. They're like, is that? No, can't be. Like, people ignore him.
Keanu Reeves has figured out a way to sort of disappear in plain sight. But while the internet often turns him into a meme, Keanu has experienced more grief than most humans will ever experience in a lifetime. With all of his fame and success, Keanu could have bought anything. But instead, every day he chooses one thing money can't buy: kindness and humility. I think a lot of people can learn something from him. So today I want to talk about the story of Keanu Reeves and see what sets him apart from any other actor in Hollywood. Unlike many people think, Keanu Reeves wasn't born in the United States. He was born in Beirut, Lebanon on September 2nd of 1964. His mother was British and his father was Chinese Hawaiian, which is probably the reason why this man hasn't aged for over 30 years.
The week before I was like, oh gosh, I'm 50. And then I was like, what happened to the 40s? And then my friends were like, let's have a party, let's do something. And then I was like, nah, I don't want to, I just don't want the, nah.
Believe it or not, Keanu's name literally means the coolness in Hawaiian. I mean, it's safe to say Keanu lived up to his name. However, at the start of his career, Keanu's agents advised him to go by a different name, because it was considered too foreign. And so for some time he attended auditions as Casey, or Casey Reeves, to get more roles. But after a while he decided to change it back, because he refused to erase who he really was. Now, some fun facts about Keanu. This man absolutely loves motorcycles, once stating that when I don't ride a motorcycle, I go through withdrawal. It's not good for my health.
When I was a kid, I grew up in Toronto, Canada, and every summer, motorcycle gangs would come into the Yorkville. I just remember as a little kid, 11-year-old, going like, freedom. It felt like freedom. It felt like alternative. It felt like power, you know, like, I think I'd come in, camaraderie, the whole thing. And so it began.
Keanu Reeves is quite literally the definition of a dude. He's even a great bass guitar player and co-founded an alternative rock band named Dogstar that is still touring to this day. So you know what to do. Keanu Reeves has become known for his good heart and is always looking out for anyone, even strangers. In 1997, he was photographed in West Hollywood sharing snacks and stories with a homeless man on the street. And in 2011, a woman accidentally backed into Keanu's parked bike with her car. But when Keanu arrived, he didn't demand compensation or became angry. He simply first greeted the woman politely and then told the officer that if he managed to start the motorcycle, he would leave without making any claims against her. And just like that, he drove off.
What is your secret for always staying down to earth? Well, I mean, gravity.
Keanu's kindness is remarkable, especially given his early life, which on the contrary was anything but easy. Because when Keanu was 3 years old, his father abandoned him and his family, causing him to grow up with 3 different stepfathers. During this time, his mother moved the family all over the world, from Lebanon to Australia, then to New York, and eventually landing in Toronto, Canada, where Keanu spent most of his childhood. Keanu's father was later arrested for selling drugs in Hawaii and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. This nomadic childhood had Keanu hopping through 4 high schools in 5 years, and with dyslexia on top of that, school was never really his place. Looking at it like this, who would have thought he would later become one of the most grounded people in Hollywood? The one person that kept Keanu sane during all of this was his little sister Kim. As Keanu said it was the 2 of us against the world. When Keanu was young, he dreamed of becoming an ice hockey player and wanted to play for the Canadian Olympic team. But his hockey career ended due to a serious injury. But not completely. His sister Kim pushed him to start acting when he was 15 years old, and a year later he was driving 8 hours from Toronto to New York for acting classes. Fast forward 5 years and Keanu starred in one of his first movies titled Youngblood, where he actually plays an ice hockey goalie alongside Patrick Swayze, and so his journey as an actor began. Keanu's first gigs were quite something. For example, he actually started out as a junior reporter for Canadian news, and once did a report on teddy bears.
I thought I was in for a lot of craziness.
Let's see. Cute.
Oh, she's so cute. Look at that.
A few years later, he hit it big and did a Kellogg's commercial, and then he did one for Coca-Cola.
I had to drink so many Coca-Colas, and but I had that thing with the director where it's like, okay, you're thirsty, you're dying, you're on an island, you're on a desert island, you haven't had anything to drink. And he's like, okay, a Coke.
A Coke.
And he's like, no, that's not it. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
After that, Keanu got some recognition and decided to play in a high school movie about time traveling.
If you guys are really us, what number are we thinking of? 69, dudes! Whoa.
Is Bill's voice going to come back naturally? Is it hard to get back into the actual voice, the cadence of Bill?
I played Ted.
Oh my God.
You just lost all of your cred, dude. That's right. That's what you should do right now, because you just lost all of your Bill and Ted cred.
I thought it was a really, kind of a great, goofy movie.
And when he was 20 years old, he played a 40-year-old businessman stuck in the body of a teenager.
I'm a kid.
As you can see, Keanu Reeves came from humble beginnings.
But who is this baby-faced, wide-eyed rookie?
Well, ma'am, this baby-faced rookie turned out to become the greatest hitman in the world.
I've always wanted to do different kinds of roles. Basically, I wanted to do everything. Right. I want to do everything if I can.
But all jokes aside, it was around this time that something magical did happen. A great friendship, one that would shape the next chapter of Keanu's life in ways that nobody could predict.
I hope something gets out there that is magic. You know, and if not, I'll just be sad and cry.
In 1990, on the set of I Love You to Death, Keanu met River Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix's older brother. River Phoenix was, by any measure, the most gifted young actor of his generation. He played in the classics Stand By Me, Indiana Jones, and later in My Own Private Idaho with Keanu Reeves. Keanu and River were like yin and yang, and quickly became inseparable.
Do you have any baggage?
But if it wasn't for Keanu's great spirit, My Own Private Idaho would have never existed. River's agents had stopped reading the screenplay halfway down the first page and simply rejected it. So director Gus Van Sant convinced Keanu to deliver the script personally. However, instead of flying all the way from Canada to Florida, Keanu, being the legend that he is, decided to ride his own motorcycle. So over the Christmas holiday of 1990, he drove from his family home in Canada all the way to the Phoenix family ranch in Florida. That is roughly 2,100 kilometers just to hand him the script in person. When he arrived, River read the script and wanted to play the role that Keanu was cast for. But they convinced him to take the edgier role of the drug-addicted hustler named Mike, which he accepted. The movie became a massive hit, but River ended up getting way more praise than Keanu, winning Best Actor at the Venice Film Festival, where Keanu accepted his award.
Best Actor.
River Phoenix, My Own Private Idaho.
River's in Mexico right now, he's making a film.
River Phoenix had become a household name in Hollywood, and at 18 years old was nominated for an Oscar. Keanu wasn't quite on that level, but in the following years he went on to play in Point Break and Speed, which is when his career started to take off. Suddenly, Keanu wasn't just a promising young actor, he started to become one of the hottest names in Hollywood, and that's when his action star era had begun. But that is also when tragedy struck. On October 31st of 1993, Keanu's phone rang in the middle of the night. River Phoenix died of a drug overdose outside this popular Hollywood club named the Viper Room. His brother Joaquin Phoenix was with him.
Hey, what's the address, sir? Do you know? What's the address of the fucking club? Hey, sir. Sir, calm down a little bit, okay?
I'm sorry, it's my brother. Please come here.
How old is he?
He's 23.
Calm down, okay? If you can't calm down, give the phone to somebody else.
That night, Keanu lost his best friend, and the world lost one of the greatest upcoming stars.
When he passed away, how did it make you feel?
Keanu rarely speaks about it publicly, but in a 2013 interview, he kept it short and said, "River was a remarkable man and actor. We got along very well, and I miss him. I think of him often."
River the best. He's the god, man. He's the king. I pray at the Church of River Phoenix.
In the following years, Keanu sacrificed a lot for his career, and it wasn't looking too good. During the production of The Devil's Advocate, a story about a young lawyer who dives deep into the dark world of success and temptation, Keanu gave up something that 99% of other actors wouldn't do. He really wanted Al Pacino to play the main antagonist, but when the casting producers approached Al Pacino, he turned down the role 3 times because he found it too cliché. But Keanu was so determined that he decided to take a pay cut worth millions of dollars so that producers could meet Al Pacino's salary demands. The film made over $61 million, and Al Pacino's performance was highly That night, Keanu lost his best friend, and the world lost one of the greatest upcoming stars.
When he passed away, how did it make you feel? When he passed away, how did it make you
Keanu
feel?
rarely speaks about it publicly, but in a 2013 interview, he kept it short and said, "River was a remarkable human and actor. We got along very well, and I miss him. I think of him often."
River the best. He's the god, man. He's the king. I pray at the Church of River Phoenix.
In the following years, Keanu sacrificed a lot for his career, and it wasn't looking too good. During the production of The Devil's Advocate, a story about a young lawyer who dives deep into the dark world of success and temptation, Keanu gave up something that 99% of other actors wouldn't do. He really wanted Al Pacino to play the main antagonist, but when the casting producers approached Al Pacino, he turned down the role 3 times because he found it too cliché. But Keanu was so determined that he decided to take a pay cut worth millions of dollars so that producers could meet Al Pacino's salary demands. The film made over $61 million, and Al Pacino's performance was highly praised as one of the few good performances in the film. This goes to show how Keanu sacrificed his own success for the benefit of of everyone. Everyone except himself. 3 years later, Keanu took another 90% pay cut so that he could star alongside Gene Hackman in The Replacements. No matter how much money he sacrificed or how good of a heart he had, Keanu was still considered the worst performer, and was even nominated as the worst supporting actor. Critics blatantly stated that his casting was unfortunate because of his amateur performance. Things weren't looking up for Keanu, but everything changed when he shaved his head for the movie Speed.
My hair was about this long when I first met with Jan de Bont, the director. The next day, shaved.
I walk in and Jan is like, "What have you done?"
Keanu's buzz cut, combined with the chemistry between him and actress Sandra Bullock, turned the movie into one of the highest-grossing films of 1994.
That's Keanu, ladies and gentlemen. Keanu Reeves.
By the late 1990s, Keanu's career was at an interesting crossroad. He had turned down the sequel to Speed, despite the $12 million paycheck, because he thought a movie about a bus on a cruise ship was ridiculous. And looking back at Willem Dafoe's face, in hindsight, he was correct. At the time, Keanu was a real moneymaker, especially after Point Break, which was another massive success. Apparently, 20th Century Fox was so salty that he refused to play in Speed Part 2 that they blacklisted Keanu for over a decade. But that is when another opportunity came his way.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
In the year 1999, Keanu chose the red pill, a decision that would change cinema and his life forever. The role of Neo in The Matrix was always meant for Keanu, because some of the biggest names in Hollywood declined it before it was handed to Keanu. Will Smith turned it down for the movie Wild Wild West, Nicolas Cage had family commitments to take care of, Brad Pitt chose to make the movie Fight Club instead, and Johnny Depp simply said no. But here's what nobody knew at the time. During the 7 months of intense martial arts training for The Matrix, Keanu had a severe spinal injury. He was losing his balance and started losing feeling in his hands. He then underwent surgery and had a metal plate inserted in his neck. But he never told the production, because if he had, he wouldn't have been able to do the film. So he trained for The Matrix with a neck brace and said nothing.
It pushes you to your limits, to my limits at least. What about injuries? Just minor aches and cuts and ice baths at night. After take 72 of Kung Fu, ice is good.
The Matrix was a movie about the illusion of reality, and is more relevant than ever in today's day and age. At the time, it was unlike anything audiences had ever seen. A man waking up in a world, realizing it might be nothing more than a simulation designed to keep us asleep. Keanu Reeves' quiet and stoic energy made him completely believable as the chosen one, and in hindsight, Keanu Reeves quite literally escaped the Matrix. The film made hundreds of millions of dollars, and Keanu made $35 million from the back end alone. For the sequel Matrix Reloaded, he made $126 million, the highest paycheck an actor has ever received for a single film. In total, Keanu made about $260 million with The Matrix, but he decided to give a large portion of it away. He quietly rerouted roughly $75 million of his profits to the special effects and costume teams, the people who actually built the world of the film. When an interviewer asked why he did that, Keanu simply replied, "Well, because I wanted to." On top of that, he bought every member of the stunt team a custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Again, his explanation was simple. These guys made the movie. But while The Matrix was changing the world and Keanu's face was everywhere, Keanu's private life was slowly falling apart.
How's the love life? What's going on, Keanu?
Am I blushing? I think I'm blushing. How do I say this nicely? None of anyone's business.
I don't answer personal questions. That's kind of my modus operandi. Because I mean, who cares?
In 1998, Keanu met Jennifer Syme at a party for his band. She was David Lynch's assistant and the two clicked immediately. They fell in love with each other and quickly moved in together. By 1999, she was pregnant, and they named their daughter Ava Archer Reeves. But on Christmas Eve 1999, Jennifer noticed that the baby hadn't moved in days. They rushed to the hospital, and after 8 months of carrying their baby, Ava was stillborn. Their grief tore Keanu and Jennifer apart, and the two broke up just weeks after the loss. 2 years later, in 2001, Jennifer Syme tragically died in a car accident. She was only 28 years old. Keanu returned to the cemetery where 18 months earlier he and Jennifer had buried their daughter. In 2006, Keanu told the press, "Grief changes shape, but it never ends. People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say, 'It's gone, I'm better.' They're wrong. When the people you love are gone, you are alone." As if that wasn't enough hardship, during all of this his younger sister Kim was in the middle of a decade-long battle with cancer. During those years, Keanu was her primary caretaker. He cooked her meals, cleaned her house, and sat at her bedside and held her hand during the worst of it. He reportedly sold his house to live closer to her, and the Matrix sequels had to be delayed because of it. When the pain got really bad, he would sit with me and hold my hand, Kim recalled. He was supporting me and comforting me all the time. In 2010, Keanu was spotted sitting alone on a bench in New York, eating a sandwich, looking, by most accounts, extremely sad. The photo got millions of shares, and people started photoshopping Keanu in all types of situations. He later revealed on Reddit that he thought it was funny. I mean, what a lad. Being able to laugh despite all of the pain he has gone through honestly goes to show just how strong of a character he has. In the mid-2000s, Keanu's career had cooled off. After the Matrix trilogy concluded, he was drifting through projects, some good and some bad, but Hollywood wasn't quite sure what to do with him anymore. However, one thing was for sure, the audience never stopped loving him. Despite all of his grief and loss, Keanu still kept being a good human being. Stories were surfacing of him helping stagehands carry heavy equipment on set. On one instance while filming The Lake House, he overheard a conversation between two costume assistants, one of whom was crying because he would lose his house if he didn't pay $20,000 in debt. Keanu deposited the necessary amount that same day. Other footage surfaced of Keanu helping his fellow passengers at an airport after their flight got cancelled, and not only rented a minibus for them, he rode with them to their destination.
Making it the 9th most populous city in California.
Imagine missing your flight and Keanu Reeves travels with you as your tour guide. But in 2014, the tides turned, and something happened that nobody expected. At 50 years old, Keanu Reeves became an action star all over again. And so, the John Wick franchise was born. The premise was incredibly based. A retired assassin's dog gets killed, and he burns the entire criminal underworld to the ground.
Yeah.
John Wick is the type of guy to kill 3 grown men in a bar with just a pencil. He drives a 1970s Chevelle and wears the dopest bulletproof suits you've ever seen. The aura of this man is simply unmatched. The thing with this movie is, Keanu didn't act as John Wick, he literally is John Wick. And if you don't believe me, watch this. Keanu became so skilled at shooting that he invented a faster way to reload his gun, which became known as the reload flip.
Yeah, it's a legit thing. They're doing a competition.
You know how crazy that is? That an actor for a film decides to come up with a thing, and it's actually a quicker way to eject a magazine.
He can do forehand and backhand. He does some trippy things. He does it with the AR too. Like you'll watch in the second one, he'll do a quick flip with the AR and he'll put it on. You're like, where the fuck did he get that?
Well, he really trained for that movie.
That's him.
The grief driving John Wick wasn't just character work. Keanu had spent the better part of 2 decades carrying loss. The loss of his best friend River, the loss of his daughter, his wife, and also his sister. The character building of this man is one of biblical proportions. And so when John Wick mourns, Keanu Reeves doesn't have to reach very far. I thought it was one of the foundations of the role, Reeves told The Guardian. I love his grief, for the character and in life. It's about the love of the person you're grieving for. And anytime you can keep company with that fire, it is warm. I absolutely relate to that, and I don't think you ever work through it. 4 John Wick films later and the franchise has grossed over $1 billion. And because he's Keanu, he took his 4-person stunt crew out to dinner and gifted each one of them a personalized Rolex Submariner watch, with a personal thank you message engraved on the back. Keanu Reeves is probably the most well-respected actor in Hollywood and has received praise from a lot of legends, one of which is Jim Carrey, who is up there with Keanu when it comes to being humble.
Beautiful, stoic, nature that he has, and he's, the man that every man aspires to be.
In 2019, fans launched a viral petition signed by 70,000 people to name Keanu the Time Person of the Year. But Greta Thunberg stole the title from him. Despite this, the internet still declared him the most wholesome person alive.
You were the nicest guy in the world. Why did you just...
That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, can I just
Anyway,
go...
it's nice to hear, but it's not true.
Keanu Reeves is now 61 years old and has been in Hollywood for over 40 years. He has 2 of the most iconic franchises in modern cinema to his name and has given away tens of millions of dollars. So, what is left?
Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
What? Health, love, friendship, create art, motorcycles.
In an industry that is built on being seen, Keanu couldn't care less about it. Even though Keanu became one of the most famous men in Hollywood, he has absolutely no interest in being famous.
I know I'm a pretty simple guy. You know, I've been really lucky to have the chance to have a career. I don't know, I just have always tried to keep it simple.
Keanu has made more money than a person could dream of, and he has lost more loved ones than a person could ever lose. But it didn't make him bitter, because when you've gone through the things Keanu has lived through, you stop caring about the things that don't matter, and you start caring about everything that does.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
There's this fantastic quote about the difference between a hero and a villain, and it's one thing. It's how you respond to pain. Because the villain says, the world hurt me, and I'm gonna hurt it back as much as I can. But the hero says, the world hurt me, and I'm not gonna let this happen to anybody else. Keanu quite literally escaped the Matrix. The man has a few $100 million in his bank account and still walks among the people, and decides to do good for others. So rather than saying, I wish more people were like him, I think we should all say, I try to be more like him. Because Keanu Reeves is an inspiration for all of us, showing that no matter how hard life gets, it's never an excuse to not be a good person.
There are 7 billion people in the world. So when one of them behaves badly toward you, he's actually doing you a great favor because he's saving you time. He's telling you that he's not worth your while. He's freeing you to say, thank you for the information. I will now move on to the 6,999,999,999 other people, some of whom may have some value.
Now, if you want to watch the movies that heavily influenced the style of The Matrix, I highly recommend checking out the Hong Kong New Wave cinema of director Wong Kar-wai, especially the movies Fallen Angels and 2046, which are currently free.
Hey guys, it's Mr. Crayfish and welcome back.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be a pretty poisonous time. topic where the only winning move is not to play in regards to covering the H3 versus iDubbbz lawsuit. But sometimes you put your hand on the stove to see if it's still hot. And boy howdy is it ever. Like I've always said, I treat this channel like a diary. I just blabber about things that I feel like talking on, just sitting in my chair, kicking my little 5'6" petite leggies around and just giving my thoughts from the old steel trap up here on it. And one topic I've always covered is creator lawsuits. So when I heard about the H3 versus iDubbbz defamation case, I wanted to take a peek into it, sink my teeth in there and see what's going on, because that is a pretty wild thing to learn about. And learn about it I did like a little scholar. It was a new lawsuit. It was only public knowledge for like 24 hours, so I did as much research on it as I could and watched the iDubbbz stream that started, that is like the main catalyst of it. I watched the H3 stream where he explains his lawsuit, and I talked to both parties, iDubbbz and Ethan, to try and get the clearest, most complete picture of everything going on here. And then I just gave you my view on it from the old Floridian homunculus eyes. And I think I've always made it abundantly clear, you're always welcome to disagree with me. I've always kept that door wide open because I actually value differences of opinion. I hate echo chambers. I spit on that constantly. I actively shut down the idea that you have to agree with everything I say or else I hate you. You're tacky and I hate you. Throughout all my content, from the womb to the tomb, I have always welcomed discussion and people having a difference of opinion because, as I've always said, I think when you surround yourself with sycophants and you only lock yourself into one way of viewing things, you do yourself a disservice. I think it is a bad thing to just be constantly locked in a bubble. Now, the reason I mention that is because I made the mistake, I committed the old sin of taking a peek at what the discussion was around this video on, like, Reddit and Twitter, which something I haven't done in quite a few moons now. I was expecting, like, actual discussion because I'm new to this topic and I wanted to see, okay, well, what are some things that I didn't know about? What can I learn about here and dive deeper on? And there was some very valid critiques and some information that I could get my hands on and learn more about. But boy howdy, there was a lot of hoopla that I couldn't have even imagined would be like a controversial thing. And there were people that were proudly stating they didn't watch the video and then getting angry at things they assumed I might have said in it, or attacking me for things that I never said that aren't in the video because they didn't watch it, or they're replying to someone who's just actually making shit up that they're pulling out of their ass that I never said. So it just feels fucking useless to even engage in the topic in that case. Like, it's so odd. Like, one that I didn't expect was just me mentioning that I'm not online as much as I used to be was apparently like a highly debated topic.
The guy whose entire career is front-running whatever's going viral is saying that he doesn't know what's going on the internet. All right. I mean, obviously, we got to take his word for it, right? Let's see what videos he's been making. Lego. Watch Mojo got even more pathetic. Degenerate cringe. Lego vigilantes. Lego scandal keeps getting messy. Department responds to the Lego scandal. Lego scandal is getting extremely dangerous and scary. Cringe officer embarrasses himself. Lego scandal keeps getting crazier.
The gist of it is, when I was talking about the defamation lawsuit, I also mentioned that Ethan has other active lawsuits against other creators, and I called him the Nintendo of YouTubers because he's become extremely litigious. But I didn't dive into those other lawsuits because I didn't know much about them. And that claim is apparently extremely hard to believe because everyone thinks and assumes that I am terminally online like I used to be 2 or 3 years ago. But when I said that's not the case, there are quite a few people that just don't believe me. Unfathomable moment, so it must be a lie. So here's a streamer debunking by going through my channel and noticing I've posted a lot of videos on Lego, for example, because of the big Lego scandal, which I think is a very interesting example to use off the point he's making about me front-running every viral story. Because with the Reckless Bin vs. Bricks and Minifigs Lego scandal, I actually was getting called out for avoiding that and ignoring it because I was late to covering it. Reckless Bin dropped part 1 on May 21st, and I heard about it from Stream Chat, and then a friend sent it to me as well, and I made my video covering it on May 26th, 5 days later, but in that interim, people were saying I was avoiding the topic. I just find it fascinating how, if I cover something quickly or extensively, like in the case of the Lego scandal, that's a problem. I'm just front-running shit to capitalize off the virality of it. But if I am late to covering something, well, that means that I was avoiding it, and I must have known about it the whole time and had ulterior motives to avoid the topic out of cowardice, and I only talk about it when pressed. Feels like a lose-lose. If I'm too quick to something or too interested in something, so I make a lot of content on it, well, then I'm just there to front-run it and capitalize off it being popular. But if I'm too slow to it, well, it means I was actually avoiding it the whole time, and when I do cover it, well, it's only because people pressured me. So, where's the Goldilocks zone? I can't be too quick to something or too interested in it, because that's frowned upon, but I also can't be too slow to it, or not cover it at all, because then that must mean that I knew about it the whole time. I'm damn near omniscient, I guess. I see everything, and thus, if I am slow to it or don't talk about it, then there was an ulterior motive and a deeper reason that's nefarious. So where is the Goldilocks zone? I personally don't see why it's so hard to believe that, considering in a lot of the stories I cover, they have already been covered by others, like Dolan Darkus, for example. Slop Live has beaten me to, like, every topic for the last year, basically. And the way I find out about a lot of the things I cover is through, like I said, friends sending it to me, or when I do stream, which isn't daily, I'm a semi-retired streamer, but when I do stream chat, putting things on my radar. And naturally, what people are probably going to be sending are the popular things, because that's what they've seen. So that's usually what I get sent. But it's not all the time either. Like on his stream, as he was scrolling around talking about how it's only like, you know, the big popular stuff, he passed multiple things that weren't. Like that video about not enough people think about this. That's about sand. It's literally just about sand and sand-related crimes like the Sand Mafia. And he also even called out another one about ranking every item on Panda Express's menu. He used that to, like, belittle me about, like, you know, it's not good is the thing he was insinuating there. But it's not like a viral story. It's not like Panda Express is a huge topic you gotta strike while the iron's hot. My channel has always just been things that I'm interested in at the time. And yeah, there are a lot of stories I get sent that I do find interesting and do yap about, like the Lego scandal. But I really do miss a lot more these days than I did when I was very online all the time, like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know, like, how else to prove it to you. I mean, I guess, like, you can look at my Twitter page and see that I have 2 tweets in, like, the last 2 years, or on Instagram, I make, like, a post every month and a half, and a lot of them are just me hanging out with my farm animals. Like, you can check my streaming history and see that I'm not an active streamer. Like, I'm an active streamer, but I'm not streaming with the same frequency I used to, and I'm not putting in really long hours, aside from when I did Destiny 2 Salvation's Edge Blind recently, which was fucking exciting, but I don't really know how else to say it. I just don't see everything that happens online, and I can't believe that's something that's apparently like a big issue or so unbelievable. Like, in fact, it's embarrassing for me that people can't imagine that I'm not online all the time.
All the lazy ass fucking thumbnails. Also, he has the Asmongoldie outfit where he only wears a dirty white t-shirt in every fucking thumbnail. God, every single video is like, guys, he's gotta stay offline to make his Panda Express tier list.
Well, now you've gone way too far. How fucking dare you? I have been wearing white t-shirts, not dirty white t-shirts, by the way, pristine Jim Mint white t-shirts since high school, since Asmongold was in diapers. It's like me saying that you have a moist Cridian hair and beard combo. But anyway, now let's talk about the other lawsuits here, because that was a big point that people were very upset with, that I didn't extensively cover those as well. when talking about the defamation lawsuit. And since I didn't do so and people didn't believe that it was because I didn't know about it, they are accusing me of knowingly avoiding it or even silently championing for those lawsuits, which I find befuddling because throughout my entire time on YouTube, the 18 or 19 years on YouTube, I think I have made it beyond crystal clear how much I dislike this litigious approach to online discourse. And really just this excessive use of the legal system for strong-arming or silencing. Like, I have made, I don't know how many videos covering cases even outside of, like, the internet scope of, like, you know, sometimes the legal toilet paper flying back and forth, but, like, just in general. Like, the willy-nilly lawsuits that fly around from, like, corporations attempting to bully people, too. Like, I don't know why anyone would think for a second that I would be avoiding talking about that or agreeing with it. Why would I? I never have in the past, so why would I start now? You just don't like me, which is totally fine. I get it. Not everyone likes the old Florida peach. But you're just viewing it in bad faith and making that assumption, and it's incorrect. Because the truth is, and this shouldn't come as a shock to anyone, after learning more about those other lawsuits that Ethan is engaged in, like the fair use lawsuits and such, guess what? I don't agree with those either. Now, obviously, I don't know all the nitty-gritty around every single lawsuit. I've only just begun learning about all of these, but from everything I've seen from the lawsuits that he has actively going on, there's nothing in there that makes me think that this is like the right way of doing things, or that this is different from other times in the past where creators have sued each other over disputes. Now, clearly I don't know all the nuance and intricacies of fair use law. Ethan would certainly know that better than I, and many others would. So maybe he has some strong cases here, and in one of the instances with one of these streamers, it did seem like they were just uninterrupted playing the video without even an attempt to transform it. So maybe that could be like a easy fair use win for Ethan. But I just don't think that's a win overall. Like, for as long as I've been on the internet, that kind of behavior has been frowned upon. And I really think if the targets were different, if it wasn't streamers that a lot of people don't like, the response would be very different to these lawsuits. Right now, a lot of people celebrate them because they just hate the people that Ethan is suing. So they go yeehaw for it. But these individuals, like the streamers in particular for fair use, they are a fraction of the size of Ethan. So it's to me, a hard case to make that he was genuinely, like, losing eyeballs because of them streaming it on their Twitch channel. And yeah, that is, like, a big asshole thing for them to do, but let's be real, it's not hurting you, it's just you don't like them, and they don't like you. So this was a way of being able to get a big jab in there, and since a lot of the internet doesn't like them, they get to rally behind you as well, as opposed to start asking the question, why even bother? You already won, again, against that kind of behavior. The internet, from what I can tell, this is kind of post-mortem now since I'm super late to it, but from what I can tell, no one was really on the side of the streamers that were just blatantly streaming it without any kind of transformation or anything like that. So you already won. What's the point in continuing this further, paying big bucks to the lawyer just so you could also financially hurt them to further, you know, get them? It just, it seems like it's less about, you know, fighting a just cause for fair use and more about, like, here's some more ammunition. The big one that I've spent the most time looking into is the Denham's case, because it's the most recent and is being touted as a tentative loss for Ethan, which I don't know what a tentative loss really means, because it's not an official loss, it's still an ongoing lawsuit here. But the judge had like a very seemingly stern view on it, that even cited Ethan Klein's previous fair use victory against him in his suit against Denham's. Ethan Klein a while back had a landmark achievement in the fight for fair use against good old bold guy Matt Haas, and that ruling was cited here against him in this fair use lawsuit. So to me, that illustrates that maybe these lawsuits aren't coming from a genuine place of trying to enforce real fair use and are potentially just coming from a place of revenge. Now, I don't know the intricacies of everyone that's being sued and their relationship to Ethan and the snark community. I don't know, but from everything I've seen in these lawsuits, I just don't agree with going this extremely litigious path. There are very few lawsuits in this space that I think make sense. And like I said yesterday, the one that does is him going after the snarking community that allegedly did send a fraudulent CPS check to his house and human skulls, which apparently is taboo to even mention now for some reason. I got fucking dogpiled for bringing that up, but from everything I've seen, that did happen, right? Like, I didn't hallucinate that or anything. So, like, that's a pretty fucking big deal. That's a pretty traumatizing thing. That is psychopath behavior. So, if the snarking community is responsible for that, then yeah, it makes sense to go that path because that is extremely unhinged. And that is something that should be pursued legally to stop that from ever happening again. But yeah, I honestly am very surprised how many people were so quick to jump to the conclusion that I was avoiding this and lying about not knowing about it. And secretly championing for those lawsuits and that kind of thing. It's so upsetting because good faith is something that's just gone. It's completely flushed down the shitter. Anyone who would watch the video in good faith would be able to recognize, okay, maybe he is telling the truth and doesn't know about those lawsuits, which is why he hasn't included them there. I feel like that would be a normal thing to do, a courtesy to extend, considering I have always vocally advocated against this kind of extremely litigious path in online discourse and online communities. So why now is that no longer afforded the courtesy of, oh no, he definitely fell back on his principles. He doesn't believe in that anymore here. But I guess, to be honest, good faith is kind of viewed as weakness online. People are far more interested in scalp, far more interested in the spectacle and as much shit slinging as possible. So if it's trying to approach things with a level head, you kind of get attacked by everybody because no one really wants that anymore. So like yesterday, I feel like I did a very good faith look at everything, and I spent 3 hours going through like the essentials of what was going on, learning about it from the ground up. And once I did that, then I dove into watching iDubbbz's stream where the lawsuit spawned from. I watched H3's stream, and I talked to them and continued to look deeper into it across the span of most of that day. And I approached it, I believe, in very good faith across the board. And in doing so, you will always earn that prestigious title of fence sitter. If you're not extreme on either side of the drama, you are fence sitting it. Which I think it's a term that's really lost all its luster, because in that video, I think it's a pretty strong stance. I don't agree with Ethan's defamation lawsuit. And I spend 36 minutes yapping about all of my reasons why. And boy howdy, I repeated myself multiple times. I watched it back and I literally made the same point like 3 times by accident. Like I said, I do most of these in only a handful of takes, so sometimes I lose track of what I've already said. So like I really did make it very clear what my stance is, that this is not something that gets 2 big thumbs up from me. But because I also mentioned that iDubbbz stream was a very poorly handled one that I think used a disgusting comment to try and illustrate his point, in that it was a very painful stream to sit through, because I mentioned that, people are accusing me of both sidesing it. You were shitting on iDubbbz for most of the video, actually, which I don't know how you walk away with that impression. iDubbbz himself will also tell you that that was a bad stream, and he is regretful of it. He has publicly come out, apologized for it, and said that that was bad, and that it was too far. But me giving my perspective that, yeah, it was pretty torturous to sit through is apparently, a big no-no. Now, I'm going to go ahead and repeat myself again before getting into the next stuff I want to talk about, because, again, a lot of the drama from this isn't even about my take on it. It's about clips of my take on it without even giving why I think that. So I want it really front and center, so that there can be no confusion why I disagree with this defamation lawsuit. So to do that, let's take it from the top, from the start. What started this defamation lawsuit?
It's okay. So I do want to say I don't agree with what's being said in this comment here, but I'm putting it on screen because I think it should be addressed because it's a big, bold accusation that's very fucked up.
That comment he is showing was not made by him. He then goes on to explain what he's actually trying to accomplish by having that comment on his stream for so long as a watermark.
Also, I will say that I think Ethan Klein is terrified of this guy. So it's just kind of like legit. It is to me, it's super funny that he has so much smoke for everyone that he thinks he can bully, but the person that he's fucking terrified, he just keeps very overtly running from. And it's like, yeah.
I think he made this point pretty dog shittily and used a very gross comment for it, which is what I said yesterday, and I still stand by that, and I said it to iDubbbz as well. The point that he is making by showing this comment on his stream is, look at what Destiny can say and get away with without Ethan's wrath, yet he has smoke for so many other people. Destiny has said something unthinkably heinous, and Ethan isn't going after him, he's going after other people. He must be afraid of him. That is his point with showing that. Ethan has gone on to say that this is significantly more malicious from iDubbbz than Destiny, because Destiny said it in passing and, he was just being a dickhead and disavowed it. But iDubbbz isn't saying it, and he even openly states without any guesswork, without any riddles, and without any sarcasm that he doesn't agree with it, that he doesn't believe it. He is not presenting it as true. But Ethan is saying it's more malicious because Ian, iDubbbz, did meet his family, meet his kids, and now he has that comment on his stream. And I agree, that is filthy, and it is very low, which is why I'm saying it wasn't a good stream from iDubbbz. It just wasn't, and it's something he admits as well. But at no point in that stream that I sat through did iDubbbz ever try and make the argument that Destiny's comment reflects the truth or is real in any way. He openly says he doesn't agree with it. He is using it to make a point, and he doesn't do a great job of expressing that point super clearly. But what he does express clearly, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, is that he doesn't agree with the comment. So it just doesn't make sense to me why Ethan is super willing to say, like, that didn't mean anything coming from Destiny, but iDubbbz having it on his stream means malicious intent and that it's lending an air of credibility to it. I just disagree because he's never putting credibility into it. Him sarcastically saying that this is a serious allegation that he should really look at is him making the point that why are you ignoring something this gross from Destiny but going so hard on others for much less? And in Ethan's statement, like I pointed out, he does outright say that he had a much better chance of winning against iDubbbz in Canada because of their laws there being very different than the laws here in the US. So he didn't believe he could actually win against Destiny in the US, but felt he could against iDubbbz in Canada. So to me, that feels like trying to capitalize off lax free speech laws in Canada to get revenge, and using this as a convenient excuse of exacting that revenge and punishing him further for associating with snarkers, as opposed to actually pursuing a real defamation case. Because if it's a defamation case you're only willing to pursue in Canada and not here in the States, then to me it doesn't feel like a defamation case worth pursuing. And people were upset at me for saying that, but I just truly believe that free speech, laws around speech in general, should be very protected, and I feel like the US does a pretty strong job compared to other countries, and I think that should be extended to every country on the planet, to have laws that are strong to protect real free speech. And like I said, if iDubbbz was going around saying that the Destiny comment was accurate, it was true, and promoting it as a legitimate claim that he believed in and used his previous friendship with Ethan as this place of credibility to try and convince his argument that this is a claim that has really got some merit to it, some real oomph, then I would completely agree. That wouldn't be free speech, and that wouldn't be protected in the US either, by the way. So in that case, I would get that. If he is going around knowingly spreading this fraudulent, disgusting allegation and promoting it as though it were true, then yeah, that would be a defamation case that I would understand. But that's just not the truth of what happened in that stream. I am still just not a fan of extremely litigious avenues for handling the online space. I don't think there's ever any winners in it at all, except for, of course, the fucking lawyers that are salivating. And yes, I do believe this sets a bad example that can open a big can of worms in the online space. Not just with commentary YouTubers, by the way, just in general. People were upset about stifling voices, but didn't bother to hear the entire take. The reason why I think something like this could stifle voices is because if this does become commonplace, where people learn from this example that going through litigation to handle issues is the proper channel, people will be less willing to cover controversial stories. Like, for example, when you make a video calling out like a potential scam, you are taking a very real risk. And in the case of this, who's to say that company that may or may not be scamming sees that and just immediately goes this path, shutting it down? You are showing this customer's perspective, and it's hurting our brand. It's defamatory. We are coming after you with litigation. It would be, I believe, an issue that could be wide-reaching. And other YouTubers that are, you know, in a beef with each other, maybe they do the same thing, like, you said this about me, or you posted a screenshot of a tweet that was slanderous about me, so now I'm coming after you legally. And then it just becomes a big problem. Like, take for like, I'll use a commentary example because I think that's the one people are very focused on. You remember the whole Mr. Beast and Dog Pack thing? Well, that was perhaps the biggest payday for tons of commentary channels that latched onto that bosom hard. Tons and tons and tons of videos were being churned out daily covering that situation there. Shit. And fast forward a length of time, turns out a lot of the allegations were either misleading or just outright false and incorrect. So should Mr. Beast then turn around and issue a lawsuit to every commentary channel that was covering that saga and siding with Dogpack and promoting the Dogpack allegations as truth and putting them forward as legitimate and real? I don't think so. I don't think that would be a good thing, but he realistically probably does have a pretty strong-ish case he could build for defamation lawsuits against a lot of channels that were actively preaching Dogpack's allegations as gospel. Titles and thumbnails talking about how he's a fraud and a scammer based on the Dogpack allegations, many of which turned out to be incorrect, but they were still promoting them as the truth. So should Mr. Beast issue defamation lawsuits to all those commentary channels? And should this end in a victory here and have a favorable ruling in the books for this defamation case, well, then Mr. Beast could point to, look at that, he won here already, we can use that. I'm not saying that would happen, but maybe it could. It's, again, probably just not best to just have that ammunition as a possibility. Now, at the end of the day, that's just one Cro-Magnon's perspective on it, and it is completely fine to disagree with it, even healthy. You know what's not healthy is this trend where people don't even watch the video and only engage through select Twitter clips in order to get outraged at and form their whole opinion around the video they didn't watch from. Now, I don't want to just dive into some unhinged takes, but this one actually tilted me, and for some reason, I saw this quite a bit. He spoke with Ethan Klein, but not iDubbbz. Pathetic. Like Maximilian Pegasus here. Pathetic Yugi. If only they watched the video. Because I didn't just speak to Ethan Klein, I also spoke with iDubbbz. And it's right there in the very beginning of the video. Like, it's early in the video. Now, I did also have a brief conversation with iDubbbz about this as well. I mean, what can you do? I did say I talked with both of them about it. And yet people are still saying I only heard one side of the story. I mean, really, what can you do? Like, actually, what can you do? It's just, it's incorrect, but you're making whole arguments around this dream you had that didn't actually happen because you didn't watch the video. You just already had a preconceived image of me that you want to ensure stays intact so that way you can continue to not like me. And that's fine. You can not like me. You don't, not everyone likes the fun-sized Florida man over here. That's completely fine. Absolutely. But can you at least be right about something that you're not liking me for? Just watch the video first. I just realized I have been yapping for almost 30 minutes, and I already know without even a semblance, not even an iota of doubt, that almost nobody is watching to this point. They've already formed their opinion even before clicking the video or within the first couple of minutes to start fighting on different points. There's no reason to keep going down there. Like, it does feel useless to even like engage with a lot of online discourse. It does just feel useless because it doesn't even matter what the take is. People don't even really care about the take per se. It's just they already have an opinion of you, and no matter.
Yo, Luna.
Matter what, it's not changing. Sometimes they don't even bother to watch the video to try and shit on you for something that they think you might have said in the video, or they saw like a tweet that references the video, and that's good enough for them to shit on you for that, even if it's entirely wrong. So like it is not very productive. Anyway though, just wanted to yap. That's about it. So yeah.
Is this a bot? Is this a bot? Oh, I think it is a bot. It's one of those fucking art bots. I fell for it. Fuck it. I thought it was another human.